So in this video then I'm going to explain to the best of my ability how emotion works and how the feeling body works. The first distinction that I'd like to make is that of feeling versus emotion. As I see it or define it, then feeling is a much more broad, general concept of there are all kinds of different feelings. Love is a feeling, anger is a feeling, fear is a feeling, jealousy is a feeling, guilt is a feeling, the wind on your skin is a feeling, jumping into cold water is a feeling. Feelings are much more general. Emotions are something more specific. And as I see it, then there are three basic emotions. People oftentimes say that there are two basic emotions. They say there's love and there's fear. And as I understand it, this is actually incorrect. Love is actually not an emotion. Love falls into the feeling category, but it is not an emotion. Emotions are transitory, spontaneous expressions of the feeling body which come and go. Love, on the other hand, is simply the fundamental essence of our being, which is not transitory, it is constant. It is simply our experience of that essence of our being, which comes and goes. Kind of like the clouds covering up the sun doesn't mean that the sun has disappeared, just our experience of that sunlight has shifted. And so it is with love and just the basic essence of our consciousness is that it is changing, but it is constant at the same time. Whereas feelings, you have a feeling of anger, fear, whatever, and it goes through you, and then it's meant to just be released. You'll have another feeling some other time, or another emotion, pardon me. But that experience of that emotion related to that moment is a transitory, spontaneous expression related to that particular situation. So there are three basic emotions as I see it, which is fear, anger, and sadness. And these are all perfectly reasonable, understandable, rational, you could say, responses, at least some of the time, to life's experiences and just the things that happen to us in life. So this is just the feeling body's natural energetic response to stimulus, to experience. And it is perfectly reasonable and understandable to be angry in certain situations, to be afraid in certain situations, to be sad in certain situations. As I see it, then, anger is the masculine pushing outwards. Feminine, the fear is the feminine collapsing inwards, and then sadness, I'm not sure how to put that on that spectrum, but we all know what sadness is. And so beneath these emotions, ever present, is the feeling body. It would be more appropriate to call it the feeling body versus the emotional body, because its very essence is one of simply the love, the feeling of love, the basic essence of our being, whereas emotions are the just transitory, spontaneous response to life. And so as it goes, as always, with energy, is that energy is meant to be in a state of movement, in a state of motion. And anytime you stop energy, then you are stopping vibration, you are stopping life. The fundamental of life is vibration, is moving energy. And so the way that it works with emotions is anytime that you experience an emotion which arises within you, yet you don't allow yourself to feel it and process it fully and completely, then you freeze that moment in time, you freeze that energy, and that energy gets stuck within you. And so, in the society that we live in, hello! There are some kids hanging out by my motorbike there. So, we live in a society that doesn't allow the spontaneous, free-flowing expression of emotion. And to some extent, that's almost just kind of inevitable. That's just life as humans on Earth. You can certainly try to imagine a society that was completely, in attunement and balance and alignment between thought and emotion and our various energetic aspects of ourselves. But who knows what that would actually look like. That's difficult to conceive of what that would actually look like in reality as a human society that was so totally in sync with the, full, honest expression of our being. That isn't the world that we live in by any means. We live in a world where very young we learn to suppress our true emotions and just carry on with life, in spite of that. And as a result, we basically deaden ourselves, and we create a barrier between ourselves and our feeling body, so that we lose touch with that basic fundamental essence of our being, of just pure bliss of being, of just being immersed in love and just being wide open in communion with the energetic flow of the universe around us. And so one of the most important things on the spiritual path, in terms of trying to come back into a greater connection with that basic essence of who we are, is that of finding and tapping into these denied, repressed emotions within us and getting that energy flowing. Figuring out how to connect with that emotion and bring it back to life, so that we are vibrating more naturally, and so that we are more in touch with the essence of who we are. So that's sort of the basic framework of recognizing the role of emotional energy, how it affects how we experience ourselves, and just keeping in mind that concept of how to get more in touch with emotion. And I think I'll do another video specifically focusing on that, on various ways to get more in touch with your emotions. And so this is, more often a process that you might prefer to do on your own in some way. Tap into these three basic emotions of fear, anger, and sadness, and find some way to get in touch with them and release them and get them flowing, in order to get more in touch with your feeling body, so that you can come more to that place of just feeling blissness beneath these emotions, because those emotions aren't the basic fundamental nature of the feeling body. They are simply a transitory, spontaneous expression of it. It's not about getting stuck in feelings of anger and fear and then staying there. It's about moving them through you, so that you can take the clouds away from the sun and get more in touch with the shining brilliance of your feeling aspect that is hidden beneath all of this repressed stuff. So it's just about working with energy and recognizing that anything you experience within yourself, thoughts, emotions, feelings, impressions, beliefs, etc., all affect how you move forward in your life. They're all expressions of your consciousness and of energy in some way, shape, or form, and that it is through working with this energy and not denying it that you come into greater awareness, greater self-knowledge, greater personal power, greater inner strength, and greater clarity and peace and inner love, through the flowing of energy rather than the suppression of energy. Thanks for watching. Take care.